Hey, good morning YouTube. Figured I'd start this out by introducing myself. My name's Larry. I like to make stuff. Been active duty Navy for 22 years, and though I've been to multiple different countries, seen the world, been on several different ships, one of the things that helps, sailors, as far as I'm concerned, is having hobbies. One of my hobbies is woodworking. That's why we're here. I'm gonna go ahead and make some stuff, video some stuff. Figured I'd bring you along for the ride. Starting from the ground up, I'll do a shop tour, kind of show you what I moved into. And when I say ground up, I mean I've been doing most of my projects out of a garage for the last 10 years. And haven't videoed anything, but I got some images that I can show. And then now that we're in our retirement home, because I'm getting ready to retire from my first career, this is going to be the process of me getting projects built, my shop set up. I'll do some different things, helping friends out, make some retirement shadow boxes, make some gifts, holiday trinkets, all sorts of interesting, projects that in my mind a beginner can do, because that's kind of where I'm at. I still feel like I'm a beginner, though I definitely utilize YouTube to help me figure out things that I'm unsure of or don't know how to do it. So, with that being said, the first part of this introduction is basically just, laying the groundwork, letting people know that anyone can do it, and maybe do a little bit of instructional videos to help teach the beginner, such as myself, that this is a hobby that anybody can take enjoyment from. You can use it solely for your own benefit, or you can invite friends over, do things as a group project, and make the best of it, and still better yourself, better your community, anything in any direction you want to take it. For me, it's all about personal joy and helping those around me. Specifically family, friends, colleagues, co-workers, anyone that comes to me with a project that I'm not sure if I can do. One, it kind of challenges me, helps me hone my skills a little bit further. And then two, I'm not trying to make money. I want to do this for the enjoyment for now, maybe in the future. Depending on how well this goes. If people feel like my skills are good enough that they want to display something within their homes, their businesses, then they can reach out. I don't even have a name set up yet, or any idea of what I would even call a business like that. So that's kind of where I'm at. Like I said, this is a baseline video, and hope you enjoy some of the projects that I post. If you do, go ahead and leave me a comment. If you have suggestions, because I will be doing some shop upgrades, if you have suggestions, those are even better, because being in the Navy for 22 years, I'm well aware that I don't know everything, and to be able to take criticism and advice from other people, it just makes the whole process easier. Some people have a lot more experience than I do, and that's where I'm at. So if you enjoy these type of videos, I will try to post more often, and you might even see some things that you have questions about. So let me know. Thanks.
Alright, so sorry about that with the having you guys bear through the very annoying sound of my table saw. I figured I would take this opportunity to try to fix it. Right here, I'm just removing that back panel to access it. I haven't opened this back panel since I built the saw, picked it up from the big box store, I don't know, 7 or 8 years ago. And it's been running strong ever since. It's just starting to get kind of annoying. So I'm going to open up the back panel and work on getting this tuned up, cleaned up, maybe a little bit less annoying for video's sake, and making sure that it's running as well as it can. Right here, I'm just trying to figure out where the ball bearings are at for both the height adjuster and the angle adjuster so that I can get some of the good old WD-40 in there and make sure that it's operating as smooth as possible. Not really sure how often this is going to need to be done, but I figured why not do it now when I am starting this video and making it so that when I do post some content for you guys, it won't be as annoying as that first clip that you just heard. By the way, sorry for the belt. Yep, that's me talking to the camera. WD-40 for the win. I think after I finally get done raising and lowering it a few times, you'll see in the next clip that I got most of the squeak out, but as with any table saw, I think it's eventually just going to keep doing that because of the nature of what it's doing. Collecting sawdust and making bearings not work the way that they're intended to. Sorry for the underwear shot. Belts work, but my wife says I suffer from NAS, for those of you that know what I'm talking about. Alright, so here we go. That was me putting WD-40 on the height adjuster. Now I'm trying to figure out the angle adjuster, which while I'm doing this, you'll see that I found out that there's something else wrong I didn't catch initially from the manufacturer, and I always wondered why I could never lock in the angle of my table saw. I always had to just hope that it stayed, but right here I'm disassembling the mounting plate, trying to figure out why it is so loud and so annoying, and then the second thing I'm trying to figure out is why I can never lock it down. Yep, getting WD-40 on both sides of the bearing, locking it into place, and moving on. I'm definitely going to figure out how to edit these videos a little bit better so that there's not so much of you just staring at a saw and me figuring out the good camera angles. Like I said, I'm definitely a beginner. This is all noob 101 stuff, I'm sure. But I'm going to make it happen as well as I can. And like I said, I'm going to show you my journey along the way. I also did notice too, I think I gotta get a wireless mic because every time my camera autofocuses, you hear the clicking of the zoom and focus coming through the mic, which I'm sure is annoying to you while you're watching these videos.
Alright, we're back to smooth operation. I think I figured it out, and I think I also fixed why I could never lock down an angle to do a miter on my table saw. I don't know if you can see this, but this little bushing right here was turned the other way. At first I thought maybe it was a dust boot to collect it, but what that does is it allows the handle to stand off a little bit, and now I can tighten this and the handle actually locks down on the roller bearing right there. So fixing 2 for 1 here. Hopefully that is good and the table saw will be less noisy. Yeah. So while I'm here, might as well go ahead and show you what I have set up. So I have a Triton router down here, mounted into the wing of my rigid table saw with the Bosch table. I did have to custom drill specific holes for the Triton router because out of all the holes in this, none of them line up with anything but a Bosch router, apparently. So I had to drill my own, and I had to make an access so that I could make adjustments to my router. I wanted this because it was an actual cast aluminum top, metal with a built-in integrated fence and tracks. So that is my table saw setup as well as my router table that I currently use. Alright, here's the tour around the rest of the shop. So I guess I'll start with the workflow. Workflow seems to make sense. So here's the basement entrance. The workflow is going to be pretty simple. I'm going to have wood storage here, which is kind of already wood storage, but I'm going to build some sort of rack system, cart system, maybe a dolly. I don't really know yet, so any advice, go ahead. From there, this is where my entrance to my shop starts. As you can see, I've got zero organization right now. Most videos I watch, the first step is milling them down, or should I say cutting them down to a manageable dimension in order for you to be able to mill them appropriately. So the first big shop furniture I'm going to build, I'm going to make this a more permanent miter station. I have about 16 feet in total. So 8 feet to the left, a 3-foot wide saw, and then 4 feet on the right should give me plenty of clearance, I think, to mill down most stuff that I need. Plus this will give me very valuable shop storage space with cabinets above and below, and drawers, all sorts of stuff. From here, the next station I kind of have set up is the milling station. So right now I have the Grizzly G0858, which is the helical 8-inch jointer. Still rocking an old school DeWalt lunchbox planer. This is not the one that everybody says is great, the 13-inch version. This is only 12 straight blades. And then if I'm ever going to do something finish work, I have the 18, I think it's the 18-inch, the Grizzly G0458Z. I believe it's 18-inch open end drum sander. So theoretically I could do 36 inches. So that's kind of the milling station. I have more workbench area right here. And this will also probably be turned into, I don't know yet, maybe some wall storage, cabinet storage, not quite sure yet. Any thoughts? Go ahead and leave a comment. That brings me over to the table saw. Table saw and router station, like I said, or it's integrated table saw. This is the rigid, I forget the model. This is the one that you can convert to 220, which I have done because I found that the 115, when you're running on 115, it bogs down real bad, anything over an inch thick. So I got this one and I wired the motor for 220. Don't ask me how I did it, but know that it runs on single phase 220 with a twist lock. I forget the name of that plug, but it's a twist lock. So I do have a workbench built years ago. It's dirty, it's used, it's seen some miles, and it might turn into something else later on in the future if you stay tuned and if I do post as often as I would like to. Coming around the corner, this wraps up the end of the shop, the other end of the shop. Over here I have my dust collector. I went with the Grizzly G0860. It's integrated cyclone, has the fine particle filter in the back. I don't remember the microns, but I wanted something that would filter out fine dust because this is directly under my living space where me and the family sleep. I do have some closets, though you can see no organization whatsoever. And then coming in to the second closet, I am going to use this space for my air filter, or air compressor. I do want to put in some sort of sound dampening in this one to try and minimize the noise that thing produces, although it is relatively quiet. Last end and last set of equipment, I have an old Harbor Freight Pittsburgh bandsaw, which claims a 14-inch, though I think that's very loosely claimed on these. And then I do have the Grizzly drill press with the swiveling head and swiveling base. lumber there, but. And then this area over here, which has become the catch-all for everything family oriented, as well as you can see in the back is my makeshift clamp storage. And yes, I know, I don't have nearly enough clamps, but we'll get to that eventually. I do have plans for this general area coming in the new year, as well as probably a computer station back here in this little nook with a stand-up desk that I will probably build and show you guys that process. Something to look forward to.
Alright, well, this will be my first video. I hope you guys have some great ideas for me, ways that I can move forward, things to make the shop better. And if you have any questions or you want to, I don't know, chat about something you saw in my shop, and maybe I'll do some reviews of it, let you know. Otherwise, thanks for watching, and let me know what you think. There we go. Hey, good morning, YouTube. Just figured I'd start doing some recordings.